How you guys doing today? It's early spring. We got Joe and myself here. We're in our southwest Michigan property. Do a little shed hunting today. Also going to do some turkey scouting a little bit. Where we're going to start at, where we like to concentrate our efforts, are areas where deer are feeding late in the year, you know, January, February, even in early March. Heavily areas where you got good runs coming through. And obviously, you know, bean fields, corn fields, where you can sit in the truck and just get the spotting scope out and kind of just concentrate in the field. And that's how we find a lot of sheds. Just, you know, spend a lot of time with the glasses looking at fields and find a lot of sheds that way. So we got a big 80-acre automobile field right here that we're going to start in today, and we've had some success there in the past. So stick with us. We're going to go and see what we can do. There's one right there. Hey Joe, I found one. Not a bad little shed. Little character to it. Hey folks, it's George Foreman here with Man vs. Whitetail. It's early spring, about mid-April here in 2010. We're at one of our spots here in southwest Michigan, and we're doing a little shed hunting today slash little spring turkey scouting. What we like to do when we're shed hunting, we've got this run here, real active run. In fact, here's an old scrape here. Where we like to find sheds, where we find a lot of sheds, or spots where deer are coming up a hill, they have to jump a little ditch, or obviously right where we just found this one along this little heavily used run. You can see we had some success here, got a nice little shed, and matter of fact, this is a deer we did not see during the year, and you'd be able to tell with all these little kickers on it. So it's kind of nice, you know, you find these sheds of deer you didn't see, and you kind of know what you're going to have for the following year. It's kind of exciting. So stick with us. We're going to do some more shed hunting, and hopefully we'll find some more.
Here we go. Nice little 2.5-year-old, I think. Maybe a year and a half old if it is. Nice G2. Heck of a trail. Michigan, nice rubs. Looks like last year's. Nobody found it. A little chewed up. 2 seasons ago, maybe. Another nice little buck one day. Hopefully we'll run into him this season. He'll be a couple years older by now, and maybe worthwhile going after.
Oh, Joe, I've got a good one. Holy smokes. Looks like you owe me lunch, Joe. Got the find of the day right here. I mean, a heck of a shed. Folks, this is what we live for right here. You know, we were in here all fall this past year, scouting, put a lot of hours in the stand, and I tell you what, if we'd have saw this deer, we would have remembered it. This deer, I mean, look at the main beam on this thing. It's really long, good G2s, exceptional brow tines, huge bases. I mean, a stud, a real monster. Hopefully next year we'll get to see this guy. I mean, right there. That's what we live for, folks, right there. Stick with us. We'll have more for you coming up here with Man vs. Whitetail. Joe's gonna owe me some lunch, I'll tell you that right now. That is a good shed. Hey, there he is.
Hey, George. Whew, I'm whipped. That was a good day for us. God almighty. Man. Well, better than I thought we'd do for a long day in Michigan anyways.
You know, Joe, this was a really good day. We've had some other days out there where we found, you know, 1 or 2 sheds here and there. You know, it's all about the off season. We've talked about this a lot. You know, it's the work you put into the off season, whether it be putting in food plots, you know, finding sheds so you know what's out there for the next year. You know, we lucked into this really good one here. You know, we never saw this deer this fall. I wish we would have. We'd have slung some arrows at it, that's for sure.
No doubt.
Obviously, hopefully next year if it's around, you know, it's going to be a really, really good deer. You know, we didn't put a tape to this or anything. It's got some of the longest main beams I've ever seen.
How long do you think those are?
You know, they're 25 plus, I would say, easy. Got great brow tines. So, and we found a couple old ones that have been chewed on. Obviously, you know, you got to get to these things fairly quick. You know, the squirrels, the mice chew on them. Looks like, you know, you picked up that one. Looks like that one's a couple years old, but still, you know, we could have seen that deer this year.
Very easily could have.
So, you know, we concentrated on 2 different spots today. We had an 80-acre, really heavily brushed over area of autumn olives that we concentrated on, where I found the big shed. Some big, heavily used runs, you know, where deer are coming in, jumping little hill sites or ditches, and you know, we're going to concentrate, you know, in other spots. But fields are another great area to look at. You know, if you have a winter wheat field or a picked bean field, cornfields it's a little harder. But what Joe and I like to do, and you know, we've used this over the years, where we just sit in the truck with a spotting scope and glass fields. I mean, you might spend an hour and a half glassing a field, and you might see 2 or 3 sheds out there, and then basically we kind of get a line on a tree or give some kind of marker, and we go out and get them. So, you know, stick with us. Hopefully through the season here, we're going to bring you some more good episodes, and I'm George Foreman.
I'm Joe Brooks, and stay with us. We're man versus whitetail.
Now don't remember now, you still owe me lunch. You're not going to get out of lunch.
All the time. Every time we go into this. Okay, it's always lunch, and I always seem to be the one buying.
Somebody has to.
Yeah. Okay guys, here I am taking George to lunch. He told me I owed him. I'm taking him to lunch. Okay, right now, follow us.
I think you just feel guilty about the whole Iowa trip. So I get pie with this lunch too, or just fries in the water?
You get what you get.